Welcome back. During this course, you have probably picked up that partnering is not that easy. It is more than just collaborating on a certain project, and it contains many uncertainties. We talked about power imbalances, hidden agendas, and even conflict. Leadership is important in partnerships as well as the involvement of all others in your organization. This requires a clear vision of the aims of the partnership that is shared with all partners. Therefore, it is important to think strategically about your partnerships. Do not just start any partnership, but make well-informed decisions about who to partner with. When is a partnership of strategic importance to your organization, your goal or your mission? And how important is the partnership for your partners? Well, after this video, you will be able to understand how to manage a complex configuration of partners. This requires that you take three strategic questions into account: strategic fit, strategic alignment, and strategic portfolio management. Let me explain these to you. Strategic fit means that you partner with those organizations that are involved in the issues you are dealing with. When your organization is active in, for instance, land restoration, it makes sense to partner with organizations that are also interested in the same issue, but who have complementary skills, resources, and perhaps also complementary societal positions. You already know a lot about this topic, and you can more easily decide which investments are worth their time or money. There is a strategic fit between your organization and the partnership. Well, this might seem self-explanatory, but bear in mind that you will have to think deeply about whether there is a strategic fit. What is in it for you to start or to join this partnership? What can you bring to the partnership? Which resources and capabilities that you already have match with the risks and the opportunities that this partnership can bring for you? In the video where we presented the introduction to cross-sector partnerships, we talked about how you can learn about the other partners in a partnership. We recommend you to really take some time to get to know the others and let them get to know you. This means that you talk about your strategy, your vision and mission, and that you inquire about the others. Is there a match between the organizations? Well, we know from many examples that partnerships that are linked to the core activities of organizations are in general more effective in coping with the issue at hand than partnerships within organizations that are only marginally interested in the issue. Partnerships based on core activities and competencies represent coalitions of what we call the needed. The second challenge is what we call strategic alignment. You might not always be aware of this, but a partnership is a mutual relationship. Many organizations are not really aware of the kind of relationship they have with their partner and vice versa. We usually distinguish between four types of relationships: philanthropic, transactional, integrative, and transformational. Philanthropic relations involve charitable givings, such as sponsoring or donations, that not necessarily have a bearing on the core activities of the donor organizations. Examples are companies that sponsor the local football club, for instance. Transaction relations involve marketing campaigns in which organizations ally their brands to search separate goals. An example of the partnership between Pampers and UNICEF, in which for the purpose of 1 pack of Pampers, 1 dose of the vaccine is donated, might be an interesting example. Integrative relations involve the active use of core competencies of each participant to support each other in reaching their goals. A partnership on certification in commodity change, for instance, is an example. And finally, transformational relations. They are aimed at systems change, the creation of new organizational forms. This type of partnership requires the participation of all relevant stakeholders. Here one could think of creating a minimum wage, for instance. That requires collaboration from all partners involved. So, philanthropic and transactional relations present more ad hoc partnerships. They can be easily terminated if one of the parties loses interest in the partnership. Integrative and transformational partnerships present a much bigger involvement of each party and are often related to systemic problems like poverty, land degradation or climate change. But in practice, many organizations do not have perfectly aligned intentions. In case one party has primarily philanthropic intentions and another party thinks this is transformational, the partnership can be based on completely wrong assumptions. Partnerships that are poorly aligned often fail. They do not have to be all integrative and transformational, for instance, in case the issue is less complex. Alignment, however, is vital. So, communication about your intentions beforehand is very important. The same is true of understanding the other's reality in the partnership. They might not even know themselves what their intentions are. So you will have to talk with the other partners and make some effort to really understand what they mean and what the partnerships means to them. You might decide not to be part of a partnership or to stop a partnership that you are already in. This can happen, for instance, when the partnership is not well aligned and you have the impression that your partners have more ad hoc considerations than you have. Take time also for stopping with a partnership and explain thoroughly why you think what you are currently not the right partner for this partnership. This will help them in finding a new partner and optimize the partnership. Well, as an organization, you might be involved in more than one partnership. So if that is the case, it is a good idea to map your partnerships. We call this strategic partnership portfolio management. By drawing all your partnerships in a map, you have a clear overview. We at the Partnership Resource Center, we developed a tool for this, which we will now show in this video. This video is about an NGO in the wash sector, but it is applicable for organizations across sectors. After you have watched the video, you will be given a practical assignment where you can relate the material to your own experiences.
This is our CSO, called Community Water for All. It focuses on water, health and sanitation in developing countries in Africa and South America. The first step it can take in building a partnership portfolio is to map the size of the portfolio. How many partners does it collaborate with? The density tells us about the number of partners per partnership. How do the partnership's projects relate to the core activities of the CSO? Where are they? The partners can be classified by their type: government, firms, other CSOs, knowledge institutes, and others such as semi-public or semi-private organizations. The nature of the relationship can then be described. Is it financial, dialogue, joint project, in kind, or unspecified? These are the basic elements of a partnership portfolio. They can tell a CSO if its partnerships are still compatible with its strategy, especially when drawn over a longer period of time.
Now, we have seen 4 different forms of partnerships. You've also seen that as an organization you are able to pursue partnerships in many different countries and covering many different themes. We have studied many partnership portfolios in the Netherlands, and we have seen that many portfolios are growing in number and in complexity. This accounts for private organizations, civil organizations, and public organizations. See, for example, the portfolio of this organization in 2010 and the same organization in 2012. When your partnership portfolio is growing, even booming, it is even more important to make strategic choices about which partnerships to pursue, which to quit, and which areas to start new ones. See that we have identified the background of each organization in this portfolio. So public, private, profit, non-profit. In case you have made this type of analysis and also on the wickedness of the problems you want to address with your coalitions, you should be able to define whether your partnership portfolio actually represents the needed dimensions of the problem. If not, you might want to reconsider your partnership even. So drawing your own partnership portfolio gives you an insight in the many different partnerships that your organization is involved in. Thinking strategically about the portfolio does not mean that you can only be in a single partnership or only in a partnership in one country or about one theme. You can have many different partnerships as long as you are aware of how these partnerships relate to what your organization stands for. Watch the video again and follow the steps to draw the portfolio of your own organization. Focus on regions, focus on issues, forms of engagement and type of partners. This can help you identify and ask colleagues to help you also identify all partnerships, smaller and bigger, temporarily or structural. The map can help you to structure a discussion in your organization on which partnerships are of strategic interest of your organization and which partnerships are less so. You can use the discussion forum on the Coursera website to discuss your portfolio with fellow students. Well, if you would like to know more on managing partnership portfolios, you can go to the website of the Partnerships Resource Center. You will find more examples of portfolio management from large companies, large civil society organizations, and also from governments. Good luck!